channel, we're having cereal. Cereal. Everybody's like, how do you do it? I love cereal. I'm like, girl, or boy, or person, human. Yeah, human. I got you. We got some food. So this is sugar-free, this is paleo, this is keto, this is all those delicious things, and you can flavor it any way you want, as far as if you want cinnamon toast crunch, or you're feeling some honey bunches of oats. I got you. All recipes, all ingredients, all the stuff will be provided in the description box below. Let's do this. Oh, I forgot. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I post at least, if not often, weekly videos. Subscribe. You know the red button? Do that. All right, first things first, we're going to talk about storage. Mainly because I don't use those little, like, cereal containers that most people do. I try to use mason jars. These are recycled. If they have two lids, they seal better. And then I like to have an even mixture of the nuts that I'm going to use as the base of this cereal. I will be, like I said in the intro, going a little bit slower today because one of the complaints is when I talk too fast, so I really want you to see it as I go. So if you like a certain nut better, then you can use a larger amount. I just chose to use a 1/4 cup for each and every one. And then again, what I love about this is you can control the crunch, I guess. You could make this really, really deep and like, deep, I don't know if that's the right word, dense. You could have really thick pieces of the nuts that you choose, or you could have it really crumbly. I kind of just aim for like honey bunches of oats kind of idea. I feel like that's a cereal a lot of people would be familiar with. Obviously, you're not going to have the super soggy consistency of, say, like cinnamon toast crunch. So, yeah. If you have the option to go with a wider opening on a mason jar, they have some really pretty ones. I can either show a picture or link one below, or if you do have an actual cereal container, this will work great. I would say that for the sake of this video, I am going to add in some information about nuts that I would avoid, which would be peanuts. Peanuts have a really, really high amount of glyphosate, which is very, very toxic, especially if you have children or you have IBS or ulcerative colitis, gluten intolerances, anything where your digestive tract might be in pain. And raw nuts of any kind, regardless of these low glycemic index ones, or any kind, are actually really difficult for people's bodies to digest. You can soak them first in water, help break down that, sheath of the nut, and that will make it easier to process. I do not do that. I do have ulcerative colitis tendencies. However, I have found that I have really good success with this, as long as I'm taking good care of my health in the meantime. Each of these nuts is something that's high in fat, so it's great for brain health, it's great for keto. There are so many different reasons why I love this, but primarily for me, as much as I do want to get as much nutrients into my food, I just like something that tastes really good. So I'm kind of cleaning this off and using the extra because nuts are not cheap. Now, another thing that, just to add a little bit of information, is that these can be stored in the fridge or in the freezer to keep them fresh longer. So if you buy huge bags of these from Costco like I do, or from some other place, it's going to be much more cost effective. I remember that my Mimi used to keep them in the fridge, and I would just go in there and snack on them in the hot summer months, or she'd keep them in the freezer. And when you're filling up this cruncher, this is a chopper from KitchenAid, I believe, or Cuisinart. I'd have to link it in the description box below. I find it to be extremely worth it for this particular method, and I can use it for a lot of other things as well. I also would have a little tip and trick, is that don't overfill it like I did. And I like to use the container at the bottom to catch everything, so I would only fill it up halfway so you have enough room for those blades to really get into it, and don't be afraid to like pound it down. Now, as you can see here, I was like, screw this little bowl thing. I'm in a mason jar. I'm going to go with a bowl that has a spout so I can, transfer it later. This was my first time attempting to do it on a cute video and making it all nice and pretty. And honestly, I was just like, I want cereal. So I don't care anymore. I kind of realized that I had a lot more room, and I ended up using about a 1/2 cup each because I just doubled the entire recipe. Again, if you want to do the entire jar and maybe throw, or the entire bag, like throw all of the almonds into maybe a food processor and hit the pulse button until you get to a consistency that you want, that's an excellent option. It's just really a personal preference. And again, just cleaning off the table here and kind of just rambling to you guys, but I just like to have options and to really be able to customize your food so that you're going to truly use it for your lifestyle, and I think that cereal is something that's just such an easy go-to kind of meal. There really is no reason for us not to utilize that. As you can see here, I did not fill it up as much because I got smart about this, and I am going to put it down just like that. I like to fill the lid and then rotate it, simply because I don't know if that's the actual proper way you're supposed to use it, but it's just the most effective means of getting all of them in there and not having to like fight the nuts back into the container. I said nuts so much in this video, and I have such a dirty mind, it's really inappropriate right now. So I'm just going to continue to add it until I have the consistency that I like. Macadamia nuts are more of the expensive nut, so sometimes I don't use quite as much as the other ones, but I do like these flavors combined. And one of my favorite tricks actually is James's pecan recipe, which I will link above, is awesome if you want a cinnamon toast crunch kind of vibe. And you don't have to add extra sweetener in because it's already sweetened, which is awesome because I am lazy and I just want something quick and easy to go out the door, go walk my dogs, go have a nice day on the lake, or to go to work, whatever it is I'm doing that day. I don't know what I'm doing and why it's taking so long. I think I'm trying to get it in focus, but whatever, we're gonna move on from that. So I'm gonna add some pine nuts. Now, these have a very strong flavor, and I don't know that I would recommend that, but the rest of these are very bland, and they will just add some extra nutrients, some extra fluff, and are just kind of fun to have. They're not necessary. I just find them really, really pleasant and enjoyable. So I've got some hemp seed, I've got some chia. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just watching chia pour just makes me really happy. And then I've got sunflower seeds and I've got pumpkin seeds. Now, did you just get a bunch of ideas for all the things that you can eat on keto? You can make granola bars out of these. You can make a trail mix out of these. You can make so many dry good kind of snack items, and it's gonna be delicious and nutritious. You can chop these up. I didn't find it necessary. And then we're gonna watch me make a big, huge mess while I try to get this into the jar because, you know, experiments. Let's fast forward this. All right, so here's the deal. Now that we've got the cereal made and you can use this any day of the week, we're gonna get our milk. Now, I recommend full fat canned coconut milk. It's gonna have less chemicals. It's not gonna be as flavorless. It's not going to have as much sugar. It's going to be better for you and more satiating because it has the fats inside of it still, and it's going to have a really great consistency with the coconut water. I would recommend opening up the can the night before, putting it in a separate sealed container and putting it in the fridge overnight, because if you don't, you're going to have it separate, kind of like in regular milks that they use to make whipping cream. They will take out the top and whip that. As you can see, it's kind of clumpy. Now, for me, I'll just eat around it. I really don't care. So I will just throw the can in the fridge. But for those of you who are wanting a more realistic cereal consistency, that is highly recommended. I wish I'd kind of poured it on over the cereal, but you know, whatever. I put it in first, put the toppings in next, or the cereal in next, and now I am using some strawberries. Now, once you're on keto, you will not have as much sweets, or you will not have cravings. However, you will notice that things taste sweeter, so you'll actually need less of them. So I literally get enough of a kick from a single boysenberry and a single strawberry. I would try to get them seasonally because they taste so much better. And you can throw golden lakanto on this, or some of the classic sugar, which is monk fruit based, but I like to use this Fiber Yum. It's an oligosaccharide. It's not the greatest thing for keto according to some, but it tastes a lot like honey. And then we enjoy it. I did want to address that my initial photo for my thumbnail and everything else did in fact have a peach on it, or peach slices. If you are new to keto, I do not recommend this. If you've been established on keto for a long time, or you're trying seasonal keto, you can go ahead and do it. Honestly, I have had a really bad luck with this. I keep trying it and I just have so much anxiety. I have ulcerative colitis issues. My body, my mind, my soul cannot take it. But if that's something you want to try, I want to throw that out there. I'll be like, bye guys, but here's the deal. It's summertime, I live on a lake, my brother wants to go swimming with me, and that's what I'm going to go do. So here's my cereal, it's delicious. Use some full fat canned coconut milk, sweeten it with liquid stevia, and you have an amazing, sweet, delicious treat. Recipes in the description box below. Please subscribe, and at the end of the day, I want you to have a healthy, happy life. This is doable, this is easy, it's simple, so that you can go do stuff like enjoy your summer and have a good time. Go paddleboarding. Whatever it is that makes you happy, that's what I want you to do. See you guys next time.